Tonight on the program, the struggle to control forest fires in Thailand's northern provinces. Then we visit a photo exhibition showcasing the lives of women in the Asia-Pacific region. And a German businessman on how he adapts to the Thai way of life. Swadika, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. Thursday, March 21st is the United Nations International Day of Forests. However, it is now forest fire season in Thailand and the problem is getting worse. This year, the struggle to control the fires has already been going on for months. We take you to the front line where forest fire control teams work. Some have lost their lives while many suffer health problems. Forest fire control teams in the north of Thailand are struggling to deal with one of the worst wildfire seasons so far. Earlier this month, one person died and two were hospitalized with heat stroke while on duty. The solution? The Department of National Parks is allocating 109 million baht to hire temporary fire rangers from local communities to help ease the workload of the official teams.
ของม่อนแจ่มเราดูพื้นที่เราดูแลพื้นที่ประมาณพันกว่าไร่แล้วเราทำแนวกองไฟเนี่ยรอบดอยเนี่ยประมาณ23กิโลนะครับซึ่งปัจจุบันที่เราทำแนวกองไฟเนี่ยเราเอาคนมาประมาณสัก450คนเราทำ1วันก็จบเลย
The heat map released by JESDA on March 18th shows 1,716 hotspots in the whole of Thailand. Of those, 761 are in protected forests. Mae Hong Son, Kanchanaburi, and Chiang Mai are the three provinces with the most hotspots. Many of these fires are believed to be man-made.
ซึ่งไฟเนี่ยมันไม่ได้อยู่ในจุดแนวไฟเดิมนะพอเราเกิดปุ๊บเราส่งเจ้าที่นะดับเสร็จแล้วนะไม่มีฮอตสปอตแล้วนะถือว่าชัดเจนว่าไม่มีจุดความร้อนปรากฏว่าในวันถัดมาก็เกิดใหม่แต่ไม่ได้เกิดบริเวณจุดเดิมนะเพราะฉะนั้นตรงนี้ก็ค่อนข้างชัดเจนว่ามีลักษณะของการที่มีคนเข้าไปจุดที่ทำให้เกิดงานที่มันเกิดขึ้นมาอีกครับผม
All of this is happening amid pollution problems in many parts of Thailand. This is Chiang Mai out of the forest fire season. And this is Chiang Mai now. Experts say that the pollution is mainly caused by the burning of farm waste and forest fires in neighboring countries. Local wildfires are only a contributing factor. Whatever the cause, the fires have attracted a lot of attention from high-profile politicians in the past week. The problems continue, however, and the health risks remain high. Still on the topic of the environment, now a conservation project in which Alexandrian parakeets have brought a community on the outskirts of Bangkok together. Many years ago, Wat Suan Yai was thought to be one of the last habitats of this near-threatened bird species. This year, however, they are thriving and the parakeet population is on the rise. Warisa Razahan has more detail on the successful project.
ผมก็เคยถามเนาะกับคนที่อยู่อย่างเช่นบ้านที่อยู่ใต้ต้นยางที่นกอยู่อะไรเงี้ยคือทุกคนเขาจะบอกเหมือนกันบอกว่าคือฉันก็เห็นมันมาตั้งแต่เด็กๆอะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็ไม่ได้อะไรก็มันอยู่ข้างบนนี้แหละแต่ก็ไม่ได้คิดไปทำร้ายอะไรเขาอะไรเงี้ยก็ปล่อยเขาอยู่อย่างนั้นครับแล้วก็มันจะร้องเสียงดังหรืออะไรไงก็คือมันก็คือนกกันเนาะนั่นแหละครับเขาก็ไม่ได้แบบมีความรู้สึกว่าจะไปไล่มันหรือไปอะไรมันเขาก็อยู่ด้วยกันได้
ผมก็มีความสุขไปอีกแบบนึงคือมีของให้เขากินทำไงได้เหลือเราก็กินเหลือก็เก็บไปแจกเพื่อนเขากินก็กินไปเขามีความสุขก็ช่างเขาโอ้โหเดินไปเนี่ยเช้าเนี่ยเขาอยู่บนต้นแซ่บไปหมดเลยเสียงเขาโอ้โหกินกันแบบสนุกสนาน
These are the voices of community members in Wat Suan Yai, Nonthaburi province, who are playing such a crucial role in conserving these beautiful birds.
These trees in Wat Suan Yai temple behind me look just like ordinary trees, But not many people know that they are one of the last habitats of Alexandrian parakeets, which are on the near threatened conservation status.
คือนกแก้วโม่งเองอะครับเขาเป็นนกที่กินพืชเป็นหลักอยู่แล้วครับเขาจะกินอะไรอย่างอื่นไม่ได้นอกจากพวกพืชผลอย่างเดียวฉะนั้นเนี่ยคือเนื่องจากว่าพื้นที่โดยรอบทั้งหมดอ่ะมันถูกพัฒนาเป็นเมืองไปหมดละมันไม่มีต้นไม้ไม่มีพืชผลไม่มีอะไรเงี้ยครับนกก็เลยต้องอาศัยกินกับของพวกนี้พื้นที่แถวนี้เนาะก็คือดั้งเดิมอ่ะมันก็คือสวนผลไม้เก่าเลยนะครับก็จะมีแต่สวนเต็มไปหมดแต่ในช่วงมาระยะ5ปีหลังมาเนี่ยก็คือทั้งหมู่บ้านจัดสรรพื้นที่อะไรที่มันคือเปลี่ยนแปลงคือเปลี่ยนสภาพแบบเป็นหน้ามือเป็นหลังมือไปเลยครับใช่ครับมันก็เลยทำให้เหมือนกับว่าเขตรอบวัดส่วนใหญ่เนี่ยกลายเป็นพื้นที่ไข่แดงที่เป็นพื้นที่สีเขียวอยู่ถูกตีรวมอยู่เป็นก้อนเล็กๆก้อนเดียวเลยครับนกเขาถึงไม่ค่อยได้ไปไหนครับก็จะหากินอยู่แถวนี้แหละครับ
Urbanization is a challenge which Chaiwat Montri Chaiviwat, an environmental activist, has addressed. He has been working as a volunteer in Wat Suonyai community for 5 years. He shared with Thai PBS World that one day he happened to pass by Wat Suonyai temple and heard the birds singing. With the heart of an activist, he did some research on the birds and discovered that Alexandrian parakeets in this area are in need of conservation. Since then, he has cooperated with the community and started the Alexandrian Parakeets Conservation Club.
เราเห็นว่าแรงจูงใจอย่างหนึ่งที่เห็นว่าเจตนาของเขาซึ่งเขาไม่ได้เป็นคนที่นี่แต่ทำไมเขามารักของที่นี่นะมาดูแลของที่นี่แล้วเราเป็นเจ้าบ้านเรารู้สึกอย่างไรล่ะใช่ไหมก็เลยรับปากว่าโอเคเดี๋ยวจะจัดการให้จุดยืนตรงนี้ก็หนึ่งก็เพื่อรักษาทั้งในชุมชนทั้งนกและธรรมชาติในการที่จะต้องต่อสู้กับการเปลี่ยนแปลงของธรรมชาติการเปลี่ยนแปลงของสังคม
Chaiwat's initiatives include artificial parakeet nests. Having more habitats means the birds have a better chance of breeding successfully.
มันคือรังเทียม
รังเทียมนะคะ
ใช่ครับเราสร้างขึ้นเพื่อทดแทนนะฮะก็คืออย่างต้นที่เราเห็นอยู่ข้างหน้าเนี่ยก็คือเขามีรังที่เป็นธรรมชาติรังอยู่แค่รูเดียวซึ่งมันไม่พอกับจำนวนนกเราก็เลยมีความคิดว่าถ้าเกิดว่าเราสร้างรังเทียมขึ้นมาเนี่ยก็คือเพื่อให้นกเนี่ยได้มาใส่วางไข่อะครับก็คือเท่ากับว่ามันอาจจะช่วยเป็นการเพิ่มประชากรให้เขานะเป็นทางเลือกหนึ่งครับเราก็เลยทำรังเทียมขึ้นมาให้บนปีนี้คือโชคดีมากเลยก็คือ
ทำไมครับพี่
ปีนี้นกเข้ามาใช้รังเทียมแล้ววางไข่ออกลูกมาได้3ตัวเลยใช่
But there are challenges in installing these artificial nests.
แต่ว่าก็คือถ้าสมมติว่าเราการติดรังเทียมมันจะใช้ระยะเวลามากเลยครับกว่านกจะสร้างความคุ้นเคยนะบางทีต้องใช้กันเป็นปีหรือ2ปีกว่านกจะไว้ใจที่จะยอมเข้ามาอยู่ในรังใช่ครับแต่บางรังก็อาจจะไวนิดนึงอาจจะปีเดียวนกใช้เลยก็มีใช่ครับ
Some of the most important factors which has made the Wat Suonyai community one of the last habitats are the fruit farms of the community's members, which are the food banks for the parakeets.
จริงไม่ใช่ว่ามีสวนให้นกคือชาวบ้านที่เนี่ยส่วนของเขาจะมีสวนผลไม้ของเขาอยู่แล้วแต่นกเวลาลงไปกินบ้านเขาก็ปล่อยเลยตามสบายคืออยากกินก็กินไปมีปัญญากินก็กินไปอะไรเงี้ยเพราะว่าตัวเขาเองเขาก็ไม่ได้แบบว่าจะเก็บมาขายหรืออะไรเขาคือเขาก็เหลือของเขากินบ้างแบ่งนกกินบ้างอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับที่นี่เขาจะใจดี
ก็มีความสุขไปอีกแบบนึงเราก็ขึ้นไม่ได้ด้วยขึ้นต้นไม่ได้ห่อก็ไม่ไหวแล้วก็เขากินก็กินไปเขามีความสุขก็ช่างเขาโอ้โหเดินไปเนี่ยเช้าเนี่ยเขาอยู่บนต้นแซ่บไปหมดเลยเสียงเขาโอ้โหกินกันแบบสนุกสนาน
Apart from curating a safe space for parakeets, Tiwrawat thinks it's also important to educate the younger generation.
ชีวิตของนกชีวิตของสิ่งแวดล้อมชีวิตของวัฒนธรรมชีวิตของความผูกพันถ้าเราไม่ฝากไว้กับเด็กเราไปฝากไว้กับใครล่ะเนาะเพราะนั้นข้างหน้าเราก็ไม่รู้แต่วันนี้ เราต้องหาแรงจูงใจให้เขาหาความเข้าใจให้เขารู้ว่าการดำรงชีวิตในการอยู่ร่วมเป็นยังไงธรรมชาติมันไม่ใช่เป็นของคนใดคนหนึ่งธรรมชาติเป็นของทุกๆคนที่เราจะต้องร่วมกันเพื่อจะพัฒนา
About 30 parakeet chicks are expected to be born this year, and it is a good sign. With the artificial nests and all the efforts, Chaiwat and the community are hoping to see increasing numbers of parakeet chicks every year. Warisala Sehan reporting for Thai PBS World.
And Wat Suan Yai is about 40 minutes from central Bangkok, and the best time to see the parakeets is around 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Moving on to business, Thailand is currently ranked 10th on the Global Crypto Adoption Index, but according to the CEO of Binance, there are still challenges for cryptocurrency growth in Thailand.
One of the leading crypto platform, Binance, is about to cooperate with Thailand's leading energy provider, Gulf Energy. And this is very important because we also talked to Richard Tan, of course, who is the CEO of Binance, and talk about the expectation and challenges we will face in the near future in terms of crypto growth in Thailand. Since Richard took over from the co-founder of Binance, Zhao Changpeng, the new CEO has been putting a lot of effort into obtaining digital operator licenses worldwide. While Binance has been granted licenses mostly in Middle Eastern countries, Thailand emerges as one of Binance's strategic locations because the country is ranked 10th in the Global Crypto Adoption Index. When I asked Richard about the possibility of Thailand becoming Binance global headquarters, he was somewhat reserved in his response.
When we pick a global headquarters, and those are considerations that require a lot of resources to study and examine. So I can just set out a few key factors, right? There are a whole host of factors, but key factors. Things like we have many products. Our product suite is very wide. So which of the jurisdictions have rules and regulations that can support such a wide product suite that we have? Whether can we relocate our staff to the country very easily? Things like whether it has a conducive business environment allowing international enterprises to set up very quickly, as well as things like double taxation agreement, right, with other international countries because we operate on a global basis.
Binance encountered difficulties before eventually being granted an operating license in Thailand, as government regulations were not in line with the rapid advancement of cryptocurrency. The chief executive officer of Gulf Binance told me that his team spent 2 or 3 years negotiating with Thai authority to obtain the license.
ถ้าพูดถึง challenge ผมว่า challenge ก็คือจะเป็นเรื่อง regulation ส่วนใหญ่ครับ regulation ก็คือที่ผ่านมาเพราะว่า 2-3 ปีที่ผ่านมามันมีเหตุการณ์หลายๆอย่างในประเทศไทยที่ทำให้ความน่าเชื่อถือของอุตสาหกรรมนี้มันลดลงเพราะฉะนั้นตัวหน่วยงานการกับดูแลเองก็จะมีความเคร่งครัดกับเรามากขึ้นครับตรงนี้มันก็เป็นอะไรที่เราต้องไปพูดคุยไป educate ไป discuss กับทาง regulator ของเราในที่นี้คือสำนักงานกลต.ว่ามีเรื่องอะไรที่มันทำเป็นประโยชน์ต่อลูกค้าของเราเพื่อลดความเสี่ยงเรื่องบางเรื่องคือมันอาจจะรัดกุมเกินไปทำให้ innovation มันเกิดยาก
While Binance overcame the complexity of regulations, the global platform also aims to develop distinctive differences from local competitors in the field of education. They plan to cooperate with universities to provide insights on the crypto industry. What interests crypto asset owners the most is the price of Bitcoin, with Bitcoin's price recently fluctuating between $60,000 and $70,000. Richard noted that the price could multiply as seen in past halving seasons, but this is not certain.
Past trend does not represent future trends, so take it with caution. But if you look at past trends, the crypto industry go through a 4-year cycle, right? So you peak every 4 years, and you normally peak, about 12 to 18 months after a BTC halving episode. So normally, based on past trends, you see a new all-time high in terms of price. Price will hit a new all-time high before it goes up further. Given that supply is going to reduce post-halving and demand continue to be very robust going forward, I think it doesn't take a genius to realize that there needs to be some form of price adjustment post the halving episode. So personally, I'm bullish. I mean, if you're asking, but this is my personal view, not financial advice.
In other words, whether you are a short-term profit taker or long-term crypto holder, crypto investors need to stay aware and trade prudently since the market changes unpredictably and significantly. Frank Kanshi reporting for Thai PBS World.
And it looks like a tough road ahead for cryptocurrency growth in Thailand, considering the existing regulations. And now let's have a look at the other stories in our weekly roundup. Prime Minister Sethha Thavisin ordered the transfer of two top national police generals, Police General Thawsak Sukwimol and Police General Surachet Hakpan, to inactive posts at Government House. The transfers come after weeks of conflict, during which they have clashed over alleged involvement in online gambling schemes worth millions of baht. Thawsak and Surachet appeared together at a joint press conference to deny rumors of high-level conflicts within the Royal Thai Police. A Russian woman reportedly confessed to police on Phangan Island to kicking a pregnant Thai woman. The Thai woman claimed that the Russian came to her shop but refused to remove her shoes. The Russian then allegedly yelled at the owner before kicking the pregnant woman when she was asked to leave. The Russian has confessed to the assault. Suspected insurgents launched coordinated robbery and arson attacks on multiple targets in the three restive southernmost provinces of Pattani, Yala, and Narathiwat on Friday morning. The targets included 7-Eleven convenience stores, a crushing plant, cell towers, CCTV cameras, a road grader, a sawmill, and a car. Car tires were also set alight on some roads, but no one was killed or injured. Thailand's economic growth forecast for 2024 has been reduced to 2.6% due to the fragile economic recovery, a slowdown in private investment, the weak purchasing power of the consumers, and delayed disbursement of the 2024 budget. According to the Center of Economic and Business Forecasting of the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce, the economic situation is expected to improve in the second quarter of this year due to the disbursement of the national budget, the tourism sector, and exports. Recently, UN Women and the Embassy of Finland in Bangkok launched a photo exhibition by a veteran Finnish photojournalist highlighting the roles of women in several developing countries across the Asia-Pacific region. This exhibition not only captures the lives of these women, but also reveals social economic challenges and gender inequality. From portraits of women to snapshots of those in labor, these are the photos that were taken through the lens of Finnish photojournalist Rauli Virtanen, capturing the lives of women across the Asia-Pacific region over the past 5 decades of his career. Among his favorite images are those depicting women in Afghanistan protesting against the Taliban regime from barring women and girls from education, and women farmers in Myanmar looking at a dragonfly. These photos not only reveal the struggles of women in developing countries, but also reflect the social economic challenges and gender inequality.
So I'm very fortunate and privileged to have done that. But I've been always concentrating on issues having to do with the developing countries and including many conflicts. And this exhibition is about working women in Asia, which I've been covering working women everywhere in the developing countries. But this one I was very happy to provide the photos relating to the working women and the hardships they are facing in today's world. So I've been very fortunate and happy to have traveled to all these countries and meet all these people who have shown the resilience and the dignity.
According to the Global Gender Gap Report 2023 by the World Economic Forum, it will take another 131 years for the world to close the gender gap, with East Asia and the Pacific taking even longer, about 189 years. The Deputy Regional Director for UN Women sees a mixed picture on progress towards gender equality in the Asia-Pacific region. What remain a concern are crises affecting women's lives, such as climate change, where women are suffering from the impact more than men. This coincides with UN Women's recent report, which states that climate change is accelerating persistent poverty gaps.
There are many complex intersecting factors, but of course the countries where we have particular concern are the countries where women are facing crisis. Whether it's a conflict or a natural disaster, we always see that women suffer more impacts than men do. So we see this in the case, for example, where there's a lot of climate-related and natural hazards, like in the Pacific, for example, but also we see this in South and Southeast Asia. When something happens like a cyclone, we find that there are more women who are casualties, and women really face a lot of difficulties in that kind of situation. And similarly, where there is conflict, yes, we see a lot of impacts on women and girls.
As Finland is among the countries with the smallest gender gap, the ambassador of Finland to Thailand says that improving equal access to education would be the key to reducing the gender gap, especially in Thailand.
First of all, I think everything starts from the education, I think. Equal education is the key to providing everyone the opportunity to explore their sort of skills and develop themselves, and then have the equal opportunity in the working market as well. In Thailand, I think, especially in the business side, there's a lot of women, very strong women on the business side already. Still more needs to be done, I think. But on the, let's say, political representation, there's still quite a minimal representation of women. So it would be so important to have women participating totally in different aspects of the society, including political decision making as well. So that's one aspect. And obviously equal education as important as ever in Thailand as well.
As closing the gender gap remains a challenge in several regions around the world, this exhibition not only highlights women's strengths despite their social-economic hardships, but also aims to raise awareness about their roles and how important they are to society. Nad Bunag reporting for Thai PBS World. And now in this episode of Homeway, we talk to a German businessman who arrived in Thailand just after the Asian financial crisis. Since then, he has witnessed many challenges in the country. He shares insights on his adaptation to the Thai way of life and his efforts to contribute to a country to which he is grateful.
I came here and I thought I would maybe stay here 1 or 2 years and then I would move back to Germany. But obviously 1 year became 2. 2 years became 5, then it became 10 years, and now I've been here already 22 years.
In his early 20s, Toby Larish, also known as Toby, had the opportunity to undertake an internship in Thailand for a couple of months. During his initial time in the country, he experienced some culture shock from the amount of traffic in Bangkok to Thai's relaxed attitude towards punctuality. As time passed, and the longer he lived here, the more he found himself embracing the Thai way of life. He admits that nowadays nothing bothers him anymore.
Actually, I think I've adopted to Thai ways quite nice, and I would say it's actually an advantage when you really can live, when you can really take the best of two cultures. So obviously I'm German and I come from Germany. And I can, this is also where, the way I grew up, and that's my culture. But I've been here over 20 years, and I love Thailand, and I've also adopted a lot of, aspects of the Thai culture, which I think is a beautiful thing, that you can take both things, and actually it makes you a better person. So it's actually, there's really not much I don't like in Thailand.
Toby has seen and experienced many countries around the world. In his view, Thailand stands out as unique, whether it be the food or the culture. But obviously, the most important aspect that makes Thailand so special is the Thai people.
Thai people are really, wonderful people. They as I said, they're very pragmatic, which is when you work here in business, it's obviously very nice. But then again, I think our Thai people are also very good at, helping each other. They're very supportive of each other, and they probably have a sense of community, which maybe in other countries maybe is lost already, because people are a lot more individual in their ways, and everybody wants to, live their own life. But here in Thailand, I think people still have that sense of community and really to help each other if there's a problem, and I really appreciate and like that.
In addition to his role as a businessman, Toby is also a philanthropist. He served as the co-founder of the charitable foundation, Diamond Elephant. Despite various areas requiring assistance, the foundation has concentrated its efforts on education. This strategic focus stems from a belief in the transformative power of education, especially in shaping young lives from an early age.
Of course, poverty is a fact, and that people come from a poor background is really something they cannot help, right? I mean, this is just something when you're born into a not so well-off family, there's nothing you can do about it. But obviously, if you have the right education and you can learn and pick up a good job later on, then obviously you can break that circle. So what we did is basically we found one school which is attached to a temple in Chonburi province, and they have a lot of children there from migrant laborers, which where the parents really don't have a lot of money to take care of the children. And what we found there was not very nice. The living conditions were not really, I would say, good for these children. Both in the dormitory, their kitchen, and also the general, let's say, area where they lived. So we tried to focus on that initially, to improve the easy things like the kitchen where they cook the rice. And then the first big project was actually to renovate the boys' dormitory. And now the next project for us is going to be to also renovate the girls' dormitory.
Since he has spent his adult life working in the logistic industry, we wonder what he thinks about the massive language project. Toby recalled hearing about this project more than 20 years ago when he moved to Thailand. He believes that it would benefit Thailand immensely, but he doubts whether it can be built due to the potential environmental impacts.
So I would expect, if the project really was to progress further, that there would be actually a lot of engagement needed from the government to talk to people and explain to them why this project is beneficial to Thailand and why it needs to be built. But on the other hand, obviously, if you just look at the economic benefits to Thailand, they could be potentially huge, because right now all the vessels which go from North Asia to Europe all have to pass Singapore, and of course Singapore is profiting a lot from that. If that land bridge is built, if that canal is built, then obviously that position of Singapore would be challenged, and Thailand would benefit a lot. So the economic benefits are there, but I think that at the end of the day, that is also up to the Thai government and the Thai people to evaluate if the economic benefits outweigh the potential risks of the project.
And that wraps up tonight's edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media, including our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ
สงขลายุคที่1ก็คือสงขลาเขาแดงก็ยังมีค่ายครูประตูหอรบที่เป็นซากเหลือไว้ฝั่งแหลมสนในยุคเวลานั้นเนี่ยมันเพียงพอสำหรับการเป็นเมืองท่าการค้าแล้ว
พบกับรายการจากรากสู่ราวตอนเมืองเก่าสงขลาจากหัวเขาแดงสู่แหลมสนและบ่อยางวันเสาร์ที่ 23 มีนาคมนี้เวลา 14:05 นาทีทางไทย PBS
ถ้าวันหนึ่งเราเป็นคนอายุ 60 ปี เราอยากเป็นคนอายุ 60 แบบไหนครับ
อยากเป็นคนอายุ 60 ในแบบที่มีความพร้อมทางด้านการเงิน
จริงๆแล้วคนไม่ได้ถูกคัดดาวตอนอายุ 60เรายอมเองว่าให้เขากระเด็นเราว่า60เฮ้ยไปเลี้ยงหลานไปปลูกกล้วยไม้
ก็แก่แล้วก็เดินไม่ได้ก็ต้องใช้ไม้เท้าครับ